Thank you, Mr Speaker. I rise to support the motion before the House and condemn the Housing Trust Tenants Association for their despicable scare campaign and misleading and deceptive conduct during the March 2014 election. Any Member of Parliament who assisted the Housing Trust Tenants Association in this campaign should stand up and apologise to the thousands of South Australians whom they have caused great distress as a result of this disgraceful campaign. The scare tactics used by the Housing Trust Tenants Association Assistant Secretary Julie McDonald are absolutely disgraceful. I will add that both the association is affiliated with the ALP and Ms McDonald is a declared member of the ALP. These actions have politicised an association that should be there to support housing trust tenants, not induce stress and fear in their own members and non-members for no warranted reason other than to assist the ALP's campaign. Housing trust tenants in my electorate received these letters, and my office received many calls and emails from people not only within my electorate but statewide, people who were scared for their future or that of their loved ones, people who did not want to believe the horrid words expressed by the Housing Trust Association but had to be certain it was not true. Those calls then turned to anger went towards the Housing Trust Tenants Association when the lies were dispelled. People were downright outraged that Julie McDonald and the association would stoop so low. One person even told my staff he felt he may have to take his wife to hospital as she was so stressed about the situation she was experiencing heart pains. This was an act that affected people's health and well-being and induced unnecessary fear and left people confused and angered by the association's actions. I quote the words of one of my constituents, quote, "The association is a thoroughly discredited organisation," end quote. These words are now most certainly true. This was a campaign based on conjecture and fear. Julie McDonald does not even register the harm she has caused. She merely felt it was necessary. I ask, was it necessary to instil fear in this manner? Was it necessary to cause the wider community great distress? Was it necessary to put people's health at risk? The answer should definitely be no. The campaign against the Liberals did not stop, even when my colleague and Shadow Minister Duncan McFetridge spoke out against the lies and clarified the Liberals' position in South Australia, and that none of the things that Julie McDonald had stated were correct. Julie McDonald continued her campaign through the association right up until the day of the election. What grounds did she have for these lies after it was publicly confirmed this was not the Liberals' position? The other point that bugs me about this fear campaign are the words of Julie McDonald quoted in the media, quote, "We've got the help of some members of the Labor Party," end quote. Is this how the association accessed the names and addresses of the Housing SA tenants, some who were members and many that weren't members of the association? My office contacted each council in the electorate and was informed by staff at the Adelaide City Council that no one had requested the list of the Housing SA properties prior to us. We were the first to contact them regarding the matter. If they did not access the tenants' details through the council's database, how did they get their details? My constituents were outraged that an association such as this, delivering such a vile and false message, could have access to their personal information when they were not members of this association. I ask you, what will they do with that information next? I condemn Julie McDonald and the Housing Trust Tenants Association for their despicable scare campaign and call on those opposite to stand up and apologise if they played a part in this.
Yeah.